Hi, it's me again, Bob. Thanks again for coming back to my site. Um, I've been predicting the rapture for a long time, and I always get excited around the Feast of Trumpets. And this year, it's on October 2nd. If the rapture is to take place, I predict that it won't be on the 2nd. It'll either be on the 3rd or the 4th because the scripture says at the last trump, and we know from studying this that it's a 2 day holiday. It begins with a trumpet sound and ends with a trumpet sound. And I think if that scripture is to be fulfilled literally, that it's going to be at the end of the holiday of the Feast of Trumpets. That's just my opinion. I'm not looking for the October 2nd rapture, although that would be okay with me. But maybe around the 3rd or the 4th of October, which would be more scriptural, in my opinion. And as I said, I've been looking for the rapture every year around this time. And every year it looks like this is going to be the year. So there's so many things going on this year. It's just incredible, incredible with the celestial signs. People talking about the Revelation 12 sign, which was similar to the first 7 years. If you go back to Joseph, the first 7 years of plenty, and then the second 7 years of not so plenty. I forget the term that they use, but October 2nd of 2024 will end the first 7 years since that Revelation 12 sign. That in itself is pretty incredible. But there's comets coming. There happens to be a solar eclipse, or is it a lunar eclipse? I can't remember. That takes place on October 2nd. There's only been two eclipses this year, and the first one happened on April 8th. If you remember, that was that big Jonah eclipse that everybody was talking about. So now we're going into the next eclipse, which will take place on October 2nd, the Feast of Trumpets. Just another incredible sign. As I said, there are other celestial signs. I'm not really that much into celestial signs, but I do pay attention to them. And it just seems incredible what's going on in the sky. And I think the Bible does tell us to keep an eye out for those things. Some of the other events that are taking place that have me incredibly interested in this year. One of them is a website called Rock Island Books, which I have a lot of respect for. I really enjoy and love their videos, and I love what they do. Uh, and the founder of Rock Island Books has put all of his thoughts and all of his ammunition into this year, 2024, as being the rapture. As a matter of fact, if 2024 is not the rapture, his website is going to be out of business because that's how confident he is that 2024 will be the rapture. And as I said, I respect that site so much that I'm going to mention it on this video. Um, some of the other things, of course, is the Psalm 83 war. If you're familiar with my website, I have always said that Psalm 83 will happen right before the rapture. The destruction of Damascus, Syria, might lead to nuclear bombs being thrown about. And Psalm 83 is a very important clue. It needs to be fulfilled, in my opinion, before the rapture or during the rapture. So it looks like any day now, I've been saying this for a week or so, that Israel will be going into Lebanon with ground troops. And I think that will have a sufficient cause for the Psalm 83 war. So that too is an incredible sign that we need to keep an eye on. I mentioned since this is a website about Emmanuel Macron, we need to talk about Emmanuel Macron. I came out with a scenario about 2 months ago that I've changed. For 42 years of my ministry, I've always thought that the Catholic Church will be Mystery Babylon. But like I said, for the last few months, I've sort of changed my mind on that, and I'm leaning toward the UN now as either Mystery Babylon or a hub of importance. And most everyone that's following my site at Bible Prophecy know about the Summit of the Future, what happened the last couple of days. And I think yesterday they agreed to pass that pact that would unify all of the countries in the world. I don't think Israel is part of that. I don't see them going along with the UN on anything. Since there's a warrant out for Bibi's arrest, I don't think Israel is going to trust the UN for anything. But anyway, the UN is going to play, in my opinion, a very important role. And I've also said that I think the false prophet will step in to rule and to reign if it will be the UN in New York City, that will be his stomping grounds. And I said that obviously, if you're familiar with Scripture and Emmanuel Macron, you know that he's going to operate out of Europe, the revived Roman Empire. And coincidentally, he just came out with a new edict that he was at a conference the other day with all world leaders and religious leaders, and he said that he wants to call for a new European order. Now, the one thing that I mentioned about this is that he's not calling for a global world order. He's calling for a European world order. And again, if you know the Bible, you know that the revived Roman Empire is where the Antichrist will rule and reign. And here he is, Macron, just a few days before the possible rapture date. He's calling for a new world order emanating from Europe. Exactly what the Bible predicts, and exactly what we've always said here at my website. Macron is the Antichrist.info. Macron is the Antichrist.info. Visit the site. So here he is just a week before mentioning that he wants to begin a new world order, if you will, emanating from Rome or Europe. And since he's calling for it, I guess he wants to be in charge of it. And it's exactly what I would predict. And if you follow my site, we all predict that Emmanuel Macron will be the Antichrist. We have a lot of reasons to believe that. And here he is helping us out with this new edict, if you will. He's the Emperor of Europe, the Roman Emperor, and he's calling for this new beginning, this new revived Roman Empire in Europe, exactly what should be happening right about this time. Also, I want to talk about the story that came out today. In my opinion, it's critical. It talks about a UFO over Canada. I don't know if our watcher Ray, who lives in Canada, had anything to do with shooting this down. But if not, someone shot down this UFO. But the headline said, that it shot it down. And I said that, if you think about the subtlety of that headline, in order to shoot down a UFO, it has to be physical and it has to be real. Again, it's a subtlety by the devil. They're never going to find this UFO that was shot down because everyone knows, or we all know, that those are demons. Um, as a matter of fact, I just spoke to a waitress at the restaurant I just got back from, and she knew. I told her about the UFO story, and she said, "There's no such thing. They're demons." And I was in shock that she knew that because not too many people know that. But anyway, as I said, it's getting the world to think that these UFOs are physical, because in order to shoot down a UFO, it has to be physical. You can't shoot down a demon. So this is all a subtle trick by the devil to get the world to believe that the UFOs are physical and they're real, and the timing couldn't be more perfect right before the rapture. If the rapture happens next week, which we all hope it does, these demons will show up when these physical UFOs are manifested as physical UFOs, spaceships. I don't know how they're going to pull this off, but they'll find a way. And then, of course, according to the UN Pact for the Summit, Pact for the Future, whatever it's called, they have emergency powers to take over every country in the world except Israel, I think. And they will be calling the shots. Um, so I again predict that the false prophet will be in charge of the UN, in charge of meeting these UFOs. This is where all the new religion will come from. It'll be a demonic religion that will unite all of the religions in the world. All of the nations that go along with it. They have to, according to this new UN pact. So get ready for that. Get ready for the 7 years of plenty. That's the word I was looking for. Well, actually, not plenty, drought, I guess, since the Revelation 12 sign will end on October 2nd. That's just an incredible coincidence. They've got comets coming that have never entered our atmosphere. We need to look out for that. So it's almost as if God is waving his hands and saying, "Hey, hey, look, look, it's time to look up because all of this stuff is happening right now." Uh, and again, in my opinion, I look for the Feast of Trumpets for the rapture. If it doesn't happen this year, I'm going to be really disappointed, as well as you all will also be disappointed. Not sure how I'm going to feel or what I'm going to do, but I'm getting really geared up for the 2nd or 3rd or the 4th of October. Keep your eye on Emmanuel Macron. I think he's going to. Oh, by the way, he was in the UN today. Today, what is today? The 25th. He was making some moves about doing things at the UN, limiting their power in certain issues, certain areas that the UN controls. I'm not sure what he was doing. I'll have to read more about that. But he was there today, and I was surprised. I didn't even hear about him being in New York at the UN. But supposedly, from what I understood, he was there. And so all of this is coming together. Um, there's one sign left that will settle this whole thing for me. Some of the people at my website or my email list, they know what I'm referring to. I call it the Simeon effect. I'm not going to get into it, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So look for more things to happen in the next few days. Look for the Psalm 83 war to escalate. Look for more stories on the UFOs. They're going to have to come up with an excuse for the rapture, and the UFOs' entrance into our atmosphere supposedly will be that excuse, and a lot happening. And I'm predicting that this will be my next to last YouTube video. There might be one more, but this might be my last one also. I'm not sure. But keep looking up, keep giving them heaven, and perhaps we'll see you soon on the way up or perhaps on the next video. Okay?